Hi, my name is Vivien and I'm a product management intern at Cambridge Mobile Telematics. I'm working in Boston this summer and I hope you like my week. So I'll be showing you guys a week in my life, hopefully at work as well as outside of it, and answering specific questions which will be linked in the description below. But a little more about me. My name is Vivien. I am a systems design engineering student at the University of Waterloo. I've previously done internships in research, product design, as well as product management. I'm currently a technical product management intern at Cambridge Mobile Telematics, and we're a leading innovator in the smartphone sensing space. I actually live in Somerville, a nearby suburb of Boston, and work in Cambridge, which is a separate city itself. So I normally start off my day with CrossFit. I do this a couple times a week. I find that it's really helpful during work or school to be active. It definitely helps with my mood and productivity. I commute mostly on a bike and leave my very purple house with my roommates every day for work. And a quick 7-minute ride takes me to work usually. We do get a commuter pass with work, but I just find that a bike is much more fun for the summer. I get to work at around 9 to 10 in the morning. It's very flexible where I do work, but in the mornings I would typically catch up on email and messages. We actually use a tool called Zulip that allows everyone at work to chat on one platform, and here I would kind of read up on potential engineering messages or even just to check who would be working from home that day. In my head, product management kind of has 2 lines of work. One of them is product discovery. This means finding the problem areas to solve that are actually truly valuable and doable. The second area I would like to call product execution. This means coordinating with design development to actually target a release of some kind of product to solve those issues that you found in the discovery phase. So for one of my projects, I'm working on a long-term discovery of a data science portal. And what this means is that there's lots and lots of interviews to be had with external and internal stakeholders to find true pain points and map them out to problem areas. 2 weeks ago, I did a presentation with lots of senior engineers, product management, support, QA, and this is with the goal of discussing those issues and getting the experts in the room together. So other times I may be working on smaller, more immediate products, just deciding on what features that may make our next release. Through this, I get to chat with some of the wonderful people at my work, such as Mark, who is a customer success manager and is helping me collect insights to find areas of value. I also get to interview people like James, our head of design, to get his input on interface decisions. Being open with not knowing an answer, communicating thoughts with clarity, and admitting to assumptions are some of the techniques that I would use to gain trust from full-time employees, especially engineers.
So, what is the greatest challenge you face at work?
To me, the greatest challenge at work is definitely dealing with the ambiguity. So oftentimes with open-ended projects, you don't necessarily even know which team or which person to go to for advice to move forward. So I think for me, having to build that confidence to ask the right questions has been really important so far. Product managers are wearers of all hats. I'm currently thinking through a change in the onboarding flow due to the new iOS and Android changes. And having a previous internship in design means I'm already kind of familiar with the tools to jump right in, which has been fantastic so far. So CMT is a startup that's spun out of MIT research. I definitely think that the innovation here is amazing and people are so incredibly smart. Also, lucky for me, there's no shortage of snacks. We're actually under CIC, which is a local startup community that provides us with all the benefits that we have. So for lunch, my coworkers and I frequent the nearby food trucks. There's also another office under CIC that's a close walk, and they have an indoor cafeteria that we eat at as well. During lunch though, everyone usually gathers around the same table on the first floor, and that's something that's quite enjoyable. I love the conversations that we have.
What skills/tools do you recommend an aspiring PM to develop?
Tools are definitely the less important part. I find that a lot of them are very learnable on the job, whether that's designing through Sketch or Figma, or data analysis using SQL, R, Python, Tableau, whatever it is. I find that students are able to pick that up rather quickly, but I think the soft skills are much more worthwhile to focus on. To me, what's really important is communicating with absolute clarity, as well as building the confidence to ask the right questions, like I've mentioned before. Additionally, I do think that resourcefulness will carry you much, much further than one might expect.
What is the biggest tip for breaking into that first PM role?
For me, it was a combination of luck and a well-timed referral, so I can't necessarily comment on how I did it, but in my opinion, it's all about phrasing your resume as well as presenting in that first interview. In terms of your resume, I'd recommend, always listing your leadership experience and kind of highlighting the fact that you were able to coordinate across multiple functions at your workplace. In terms of the actual interview itself, I think, focusing on what you can bring to that first PM role, whether that be previous experience in development, design, data analysis, all of these things can make a fantastic PM, and you don't necessarily need to have a previous PM experience to back that up.
Can you give some tips on networking? What did you do? How did you learn these skill sets? How can people learn those skill sets?
Sure. So I found so far networking has been a really, really huge propeller in my career. All of my jobs actually so far that I've gotten has been somehow through reaching out to somebody. So the biggest tip I have, I think, is to never be afraid to ask. Whether you're at an event, such as a meetup of some sort, and someone whose career piques your interest. Similarly, even if you're just applying for a job, you can look at people who have held similar positions or currently hold that position that you're looking for and reach out to them via LinkedIn or even in a cold email if you happen to stumble upon it. Maybe you're sending a lot of things into the void, but the things that you get back will be invaluable. In my time here, I definitely have fallen in love with Boston. I think it's a fantastic city. It's super great to bike around in. The public transit does need some work, but it's not something that I'm personally concerned about. The cost of living here, I'd say, is relatively expensive, but definitely cheaper than New York or the Bay Area. For reference, I pay around $900 a month for rent. We have a kayak pass from work, and it's definitely tempting to go out all the time into the beautiful water. We also visit nearby restaurants and bakeries. There's definitely lots of greenery, like parks, to relax in. When I do have time, I read up on product management practices and do mock interviews with my friends. But also, I think it's important to unwind, so I love to make time just to catch up with my friends and call them on a weekly basis, since we are working all over the world. So actually this weekend we took a really cool trip around New England, hiked up the White Mountains, saw the shore near Maine, which was absolutely beautiful. We were somehow able to rent a car. I think it's more relaxed here than, in Canada. And this involved many hours of driving. We even got up early enough to see the sunrise. We actually punctured our tire and learned how to change it in the same weekend. So definitely lots of fun and teenage delinquency to be had. Also the best lobster I ever had. Shout out to Maine. Definitely will go back or try to. And these are all, within driving distance of Boston. I think it's so important to make the most out of your internship by exploring the areas around you. It's definitely been, some of the best times of my life, just because of all the freedom.
What made you choose this career path?
How I came across this career path is really just kind of by accident. I heard from an upper year mentor that she did it previously, and so I shotgunned a bunch of my applications. But I think it's more worthwhile for me to answer why I stayed in this career path. And for me, it's all about impact so far. I've loved to be able to coordinate across design and development and to communicate my thoughts to stakeholders. I love to be able to build products, but not necessarily at a technical or an interface level. Be able to kind of be at the center of it all is something that I definitely enjoy and will continue to enjoy moving forward. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.